Okay, I'm finally back with a video for breaking down my RG26. I did upload the video a few years back, just the general review of this. Again, this is like just kind of a hobby gun for me. It's not like an everyday carry. It's not a concealed carry. It's just kind of like take it out every now and then. And it's a fancy little paperweight. But breaking down this gun can have its difficulties, definitely. I've had to watch a lot of videos online and read a lot of forums. So hopefully today I can show you just kind of how I do it and a few tips on how to break it down successfully and not lose anything and get it back together so it's operable. First off, I'm gonna check the magazine, make sure it's empty. Check here, we're good, nothing in there. So really, this tiny little hammer is going to be doing a lot of the work. If you pull this back, slide slightly, lift the hammer up, hear that? Okay, so that released. And this spring, it's a little tension down here, but that holds the slide into place. I'm going to leave the hammer up like this, and I'll show you why in a second. Okay, so this spring here comes out really easy. You don't really have to worry about this like flying across the room or anything. From here, you can really easily clean the barrel. You can see here, not a whole lot to it. I'm not going to be taking apart anything with like the grips, safety, trigger assembly. This is just kind of like your basic field stripping. So put that here. I'll maybe zoom in a little bit for this. So inside the slide, you have your firing pin here. You have a spring. And then you have an end piece that holds the firing pin spring all together. So right now the hammer is holding that back in that position. See, there's about maybe a ½ inch here. So that's going to be really important when you go back and put it on, but just want to show that before I take it down. I use just a basic little screwdriver, regular screwdriver. Anytime you do work on a gun with small springs or anything, I would recommend having like a towel or a wall next to you, or just an area where you can easily find a spring if it were to fly, because some of these springs can get small and pretty hard to find. So I'm just going to take the screwdriver, and there's a little notch here, pull it back, put the hammer down, see how that released? So now tension's released. You can see here. So I'll pull the hammer back, my pointer finger, and just kind of like push this out ever gently. Just almost had it. See? Comes out simple. Spring came out. Firing pin's still in there. This kind of slides around, so I can slide it down here, lift the hammer again. This time I'm going to do it with my pinky. It's maybe not the best. Pull. Yep. Okay. So they have these little notches, which is nice for the screwdriver. You can see right here. So that's your tiny little firing pin. Not a whole lot to it. This is kind of the assembly. So the slide is pretty much empty at this point. Put that back here. So that's kind of it all stripped down. I will put it back together. Put this big spring in first. It's good there. So when you're putting this in, you just want to make sure these notches are facing up. See the hammer, you can pull up like that. Firing pin in first. Let's see if I can get it. Yep, slid right down. Spring. This piece here, the end has a notch. You want that to face up too. Then you want that to go inside the spring. Okay. So right now is a common mistake. If people put it together like this, they're gonna have problems. You're gonna have this piece constantly flapping out when you try to go back and put the slide back on. That's a very, very, very common mistake. So what you want to do is pull the hammer up, pull this back, then it'll catch. You can feel this piece, it'll catch. Leave the hammer up like this. So now you see there's tension in the spring. This allows, oops. Okay, so point this down, ever so gently push back a little bit. Show you here, this allows for the slide to go on smooth. See that's still up? Rack it. Again, there's nothing in there. We'll do a dry fire. We got it back together perfect. So that's really one of the main things, is just making sure that that spring has tension and the hammer's up when you put the slide back on. Otherwise you will be fumbling a lot. And that is pretty much all I have for you today. If you like this video, if you want to know anything more about this gun, I might do maybe a video of firing it and properly cleaning it. I don't know much what else to do with this gun video-wise, but people seem to have a lot of questions about it and like it, so drop any questions, comments in the comment section, and if you like my channel, subscribe for more content. Thank you.